Hey everyone, welcome back to the Book Vandal Shop. I have another digital kit to share with you today. This one is in the bee or honey theme. Real quick before I show you the pages, I had some questions last time on what paper I use when I print out my digitals to get these really nice, crisp, bold details and colors. And so this is the paper that I use. It's Epson brand paper. It's the premium presentation paper in the matte finish. They have a double-sided and a single-sided. So that is what I use. That's a 48-pound paper there on the double-sided. The single-sided is a 44-pound paper. And I'll show you the numbers on the back here if you want to jot those down. This top number right here is the double-sided one. The bottom number down there is the single-sided one. And I'll make sure I put them in the description box below, as well as a few links to places that I usually get it from because they run it on sale pretty cheap, usually cheaper than Amazon or anywhere else. Okay, let's jump in. Let me find my notes here. This is big. This is a big kit. There are 46 sheets to this kit. We have 5 background pages, or what you could print on the back sides. Okay, so little bees. This one's just a little bit more faded, so you can write on it. And then we have one that's also faded, but it is lined. Okay, so great papers to back your journal pages. Then we have 10 separate, really there's 20, but there's 10 patterns. So I did every one of them in lined and unlined so that you can decide what you want to do. Okay, so I won't show the lined and unlined on every single one, but I'm just going to back it out. But there I wanted you to see a detail look of the lined. So there's a lined version and an unlined version of every sheet. So there's this one. So that's one. Then there is a second one, lined and unlined. Blue, shh, snorting and sniffing around. He's like a vacuum. Okay, there's a third one, lined and unlined. We have a fourth page, lined and unlined. And here's another page, lined and unlined. And I actually, some of these I edited just a little bit, but I didn't want to reprint them out. So like for instance here where the bee is almost cut off, I actually moved some of that over, but I didn't want to waste paper and reprint, just to show you that. So lined and unlined on this one. And then we have this one, lined and unlined. And we have this one, lined and unlined. We have this one, and then number 10 is just some blank sheets of paper. And like on the, I actually edited out this splotch. I moved it and lightened it up a little bit. So, but again, I didn't want to reprint out another sheet of paper just for that. So that is 10 unlined and 10 lined journaling pages. Okay, then the fun stuff. We have 3 stationery sheets that you could use to fold up and put in envelopes or whatever you would, or you can even put them in your signatures if you wanted to. Normally my printer prints out borderless, but I wanted to print one out just to show you that they still look good, even if your printer prints with a border. So here is at the bottom of that stationery sheet, right here, and right here is a plain one. Now, my thought process on providing a vertical set of lined pages is, let me see here. journaling cards. So sometimes we want vertical journaling cards to put in our pockets, but normally when we get a digital kit, the paper is always in a horizontal format, and so it doesn't print out right without us trying to tweak, without tweaking or printing twice to get what we need. So I included the vertical set, so that way if you wanted lined paper on the back of your vertical elements, then you've got a vertical piece of paper to do that with. Okay, so that was my thought process there, and then it just developed into a couple of pieces of stationery. So that's what that was about. Okay, and then the fun stuff. There are 18 sheets of fun stuff. Let me zoom us down a little bit. Okay, so here is a sheet of tags. I'll take my time on these a little bit because, this is the fun stuff. Okay, here's some vertical tags, and they are lined. So you can actually use the front of the journaling card. Here's a whole sheet of labels in the green, yellow, and pinks that I used throughout the kit. So you've got, a couple different versions. You've got the sweet and the honey, and then you've got it without words, and then you've got the other honey pot that I used in both sweet honey and plain. So lots of different choices there on your labels. Here is some corner pockets with the flaps. Okay. And just some little pieces of ephemera that you can cut out to decorate. Here is a sheet of 4 pockets. Okay, so there's that pocket set. And then here's a little bit, this one's a little bit shallower of a pocket set. So again, with my matchy, you know how I am. Okay, and then we have, oops, it's upside down. Then we have, these are edge pockets. So when you've made your journaling signature, this could go on the edges. So you have a side pocket. And these are just a little bit longer than 8.5. So you'll want to trim it down to fit whatever your page size is. But I gave you a little bit of extra height on there. There's a few tickets, the thumb notches, which I've put the little, hint down there that if you use a circle punch, you can punch those out easier than trying to cut them. Let's see, we have the library pockets here. So those are the pockets. These are the backs. We have some bees. Okay, and so if your printer does not print borderless, the best way I think to print JPEG digitals is to not open the file and then print from your photo viewing software. The best way is just to open up your folder that you've saved your digitals in, right click, okay, and then hit the print button, and it will bring up a totally different print box. And from there you can click and unclick the fit to page or fit to size options. So if you unclick that, it will kind of shrink them down a little bit if you need to, like this one. So if you print it a different way, you might cut that off just a little bit. So that's just a little tip for you. Here's some large tags. My fingers don't want to work today. Here are some honey pot tags. So we have this quote, and then we have a plain one, and then we have that quote with lines, and then we have a plain one with lines. So those are, I don't remember the size on them, but about that much on my hand, however tall that is. 4 or 5 inches maybe. So they're a little bit big. And again, that would be what you could use your vertical lined paper for, is print that on the back side, and then you've got nice lined tags. They would even make a really cute shaped book if you took this one and that one and then put a little hinge there and folded it, cut it out, make a little shaped book. That's cute. That would be a neat idea. That just popped into my head. Okay, we've got some horizontal journaling cards. These are unlined, and they're like the pages that are just shrunk down. Here's some more vertical journaling cards. These are unlined. Okay, oh, and that's that's where I sat on the piece of paper and I bent it, so that's not a line in the digital. Let's see, we have a full-size envelope. This envelope holds 3.5 by 5, I believe. So these journaling cards here on these sheets, yes, would fit inside these envelopes perfectly if you wanted. So that would be the front of the envelope. And then this would fold up this way, and then your flap would fold down. Isn't that cute? Okay, we've got some circle embellishments, and I think I made sure that all my circle embellishments are all standard sizes for circle punches, so that way you don't have to cut them out. You can line your circle punches up for those. So I think these are 1.5 inches. And we've got some definitions that you can use for embellishing. Another envelope, same size as the other one. So this would be the front. And then that would be up the back. And then you would have that for the flap. Okay. And then this is like, you can use it like trim, or like you would use washi tape or something like that. Just thought it was kind of a cute trim piece. And then we just have a little embellishment right here. One more envelope again. This is the front. Okay, and then this one took me some time, and I'll show you why. And then you fold up this way, and then the flap comes down. And I should have cut one out to show you, but I made sure that when the flap was closed, it lines up exactly where it needs to here. So it's like a seamless transition on the dripping honey. That took a little bit of engineering, but okay. So there's a little embellishment piece. This is like a 3.5 by 5, 4 by 6, something like that. And then this would be like a journaling card or a little cover, whatever you would want to use it for. You could cut them into 2, or you could just cut it all out and then fold it here and glue it together, whatever you want to do. But it fits inside this square envelope perfectly. Well, are we disturbing your nap, Blue? Okay, then we have some banners, and we have just some little cutouts here, little embellishments. We've got some tickets. And we have the library cards to go in the library pockets that I showed you earlier. We have another little card to use, circle embellishment, some little ephemera or little embellishments here that have the dictionary pages, little bingo card, another little card. We have the hive syrup tag, and then we have tabs for you to put on your page edges. So you would just cut these out in one solid piece and fold across the middle. Okay, and 2 more pages. We're almost done. This one is some hexagon shapes. They kind of match the hexagon of the honeycomb, so I thought that'd be kind of fun to use for embellishing. This fits a CD sleeve. You know, like the paper ones with the clear window, so you could slide that in there when you're doing your CD pockets. You may need to trim it down just a little bit, so I tried to give it a little bit of extra room there. Okay, and then this is a fun one. This is one of those slotted pockets. Okay, so you would want to just get your craft knife and cut out these little slots. If you've got a small hole punch, like your crocodile, you know, your eyelet setter's got a little punch on it, and that ought to be about the right size for your smaller one. So you could punch the circles right there if you want to, or you can leave them like they are. Okay, and then make sure when you glue this down that you're only gluing along the top, down the side, down the bottom, and back up. If you put any glue here in the middle, you won't be able to slide your tags down in. And I know that seems like it's, you know, common sense, but I don't know how many times I get carried away and glue all over the place. But I did give you a little tip there, so you'll remember when you're cutting that out to not glue the whole thing down. And one last page. We have some more washi strips. You could use these as washi strips. You could use them as belly bands, or, you know, to tuck things behind. So they're just kind of fun. Use them to embellish. And then we've got some cute words or bee themed words that you can use. We've got a little embellishment here you could put on a page, or you could glue 3 sides down and make it a pocket. I just thought it was kind of neat, and a little cutout there. So that is all of it. It is 46 pages total, and it is on my Etsy shop right now. So if you are interested, you can go check that out. Thanks for stopping by today. I will be back in just a little bit with a flip through of a journal that I received from Germany that took 3 months to get here. So, or no, yep, 3 months, 3 months to get here. So anyway, I will be back with a flip through of that. So take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy. Happy crafting. Bye.